And so we just agree to do more with less, which puts some burden on us. How about our staff? Let me talk about our staff for just a moment. And I think I've shared these numbers with you before. Nationally, in churches across America, the average church in America has one full-time staff member to every 70 people, 60 to 70. There's some debate on that. 60 to 70 people. You add up all their workers, full-time equivalencies, they have one to every 60 or 70. Most pastors I talk to hits it right on the head when I ask them. It's my favorite question to ask a pastor. How many people attend your church? How many full-time staff equivalencies do you have? Okay? And then there's only one church in all of America that I've ever met and talked to a pastor, and that was Fellowship Church in Texas, that has a, what do we want to call it? I don't know what you call it, a better ratio, worse ratio. We have one full-time staff equivalent to every 130 people who attend. Fellowship, I think, has 1 to 140. What that means is our staff, they work really hard. They do more with less, and they're not, by the way, they're not overpaid. We're right at the midpoint and below in that category. So we just agreed to do more with less. Multisites, what are multisites? It's an agreement to do more with less. One teacher, people say, why don't you each just go to a different campus and, Ben teach here and Kyle teach here and Lee, you teach here the whole time? Because I would get fried doing that, and my talks wouldn't be half as good, and I get these breaks where I get to re-energize. It takes an unbelievable amount of work to put a message together. I don't do this naturally. It's really, really hard. And if you want the quality to stay up there, you can't just plop them here, and let's see if we can burn another one out. No, so what we do is we centralize them, and we even centralize the curriculum and the teaching. It's the same thing everywhere, same systems everywhere. It saves a ton of money. We can do more with less. Every church is called to do this in some fashion. They don't necessarily have our unique expression of the method of how to do it, like multisites. Not every church is a multisite, obviously. I don't know, maybe there's one or two in the city of Toledo, one or two others. But that's really the strategy God has given us to, and it seems to be successful, to reach others. For example, the White House campus is running about 1,400 people, very strong. It's amazing what's going on at White House. And then the Toledo campus is running about 2,500 people. We are reaching people. Did you know that Toledo has had more baptisms this year than the Perrysburg campus? We have 5,000 people at the Perrysburg campus, 2,400. Why do they have more baptisms? Did you know that White House is right on the heels of Perrysburg in terms of number of baptisms? Why is that? Because we're going into new places where we have not been, and we're going to reach new people. That's our future, to reach people who don't know Christ. It's going into new places.
As you know, we at CedarCreek.tv really value this thing called multisites because we found that the average attender doesn't want to go 15 minutes to go to church. So we thought we'd bring church to their neighborhood. Sitting with me is Mark Bernard, our campus pastor at the Toledo campus, and Mike Nisley, who is out at the White House campus. And I've kind of asked these guys to show up here and just talk about their hearts and what's going on at their different campuses so that you guys have a link that you can share with people that you know as to why we do what we do around Cedar Creek. So Mark, why don't you start first? Mark's from the Toledo campus.
Well, just this past Sunday night, we celebrated our 3rd anniversary with the Toledo campus. And the opportunity to go into that neighborhood, a neighborhood in which I grew up with, for me personally, was a dream come true. But then more importantly, to see the life change we've seen over the course of the last 3 years. People that, as Kyle mentioned, would not make that trip out to Perrysburg for whatever reason. Part of our celebration Sunday night, Mike Bell, mayor of Toledo, who is part of the Toledo campus, stood up and he said, if it wasn't for the Christians, the city will never change. And I thought that was very, very impactful, and hopefully, just hopefully, in some way, shape, or form, we can have that impact in West Toledo.
That's very cool. That's awesome. Mike, White House.
Yeah, it's amazing to see what God's doing and how he interacts, through our lives at each campus to make something unique happen at every campus. And it's so cool at White House, the number of people that have begun, they're attending there now, and that we're seeing every week 8 or 10 or 15 new families show up and check in and get involved, and their kids are plugging in and they're loving it. And it's just amazing. You go to the life group wall and get plugged into a group, or you go to the baptism wall and read people's stories of life change. And it is totally inspiring.
That's amazing. I know from all of us at the Perrysburg campus, I get to sit in meetings with these guys each week and see how things are going at the Toledo campus, the White House campus, and at the Perrysburg campus. It's amazing to have the leadership structure at Cedar Creek, where we're all in this together. We're all high-fiving each other and giving each other exactly what, you guys need, because ultimately this is all about people accepting Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior, and it's fun and exciting to be able to see what goes on at Toledo, at White House, and at Perrysburg, all with the same mission to love Jesus, serve others, tell the world about Christ. So we want to welcome you guys. If you have not yet come to Cedar Creek Church, you can always jump on the iCampus, follow the link on Facebook, or you can attend any of our physical campuses here in the city, and we would absolutely love to welcome you. Introduce yourselves to us. We'd love to have you part of cedarcreek.tv.
Come check us out.